In just over 4 decades, the global wildlife populations have dropped by an average of 68%. This rapidly decreasing rate is a warning that many wild animals will be extinct by the end of the 21st century. Please continue watching to find out more.
Здравствуйте means hello in Russian, one of the official languages of the Scenic Republic of Dagestan. Benevolent viewers, I am Ivan, a vegan saiga antelope from Dagestan, or the land of the mountains. My country is located in the North Caucasus region and is filled with spectacular mountainous highlands and coastal flatlands. The animals and people of our nation wish for Allah to guide you in the way of love. Welcome to our show entitled Wildlife Conservation Day, a call for action. We saiga antelopes are superbly adapted to live in harsh, semi-arid grasslands. What makes us distinctive is our large bulbous nose, which helps us filter out dust in our dry land. We used to number in the millions in Central Asia. Tragically, our population has steeply plummeted because we are poached for our meat, hide, and horns. We are now considered among the critically endangered species of the planet. Thousands of our wildlife co-inhabitants are facing a similar fate. Their populations have declined rapidly, and many species are in imminent danger of extinction. According to a new report from the conservation group, the World Wildlife Fund, or WWF, a Shining World Compassion Award recipient, human activity has caused the planet to lose 2/3 of its wildlife since 1970. In just over 4 decades, the global wildlife populations have dropped by an average of 68%. This rapidly decreasing rate is a warning that many wild animals will be extinct by the end of the 21st century. Some of them will disappear from the earth before scientists even discover them. Can you imagine one day that you will be living in a world without wild animals who are also beautiful beings created by heaven? Wildlife plays a very important role in balancing Earth's ecosystems. Each species has a different mission and helps the planet in various ways. For example, bees pollinate more than 250,000 plant species annually, and honeybees pollinate 80% of the crops grown in the US. Birds also pollinate flora and fertilize the soil. Orangutans, known as the gardener of the forest, keep the rainforests healthy. They eat fruits and distribute the seeds along the ground and help the foliage grow in other ways. Whales aid humans to mitigate climate change. They are like giant trees that swim in the ocean. One whale can absorb up to 33 tons of carbon dioxide throughout their life. They boost the production of phytoplankton, which absorb 40% of the CO2 in our environment. Phytoplankton is also a food source for other marine life. Animals can be a buffer between humans and diseases. The opossum acts as a cushion between all of you and the parasite that causes Lyme disease. Nevertheless, human activities are causing an environmental catastrophe. Forests have been cleared to create pasture for cattle, and the loss of large swaths of habitat has caused a drastic loss of tropical forest biodiversity. The untreated manure generated by livestock animals is severely degrading our air and water quality, killing flora and fauna, polluting the soil, and driving climate change. To make things worse, the illegal wildlife trade has pushed vulnerable wild animals to the edge of extinction. This not only disturbs natural ecosystems, but also enables zoonotic diseases to plague humans. To help better protect wildlife, many animal activists, organizations, and countries have worked together to end criminal acts committed against the animals. On November 8, 2012, the then United States Secretary of State and former First Lady of the United States, Her Excellency Hillary Clinton, declared December 4th as Wildlife Conservation Day during the Wildlife Trafficking and Conservation, a Call to Action event held at the U.S. State Department in Washington, D.C., USA.
December 4th, 2012 will be the first ever Wildlife Conservation Day. Our goal is to inform more people about this global conservation crisis. It cannot be manufactured. And once it's gone, it cannot be replenished. And those who profit from it illegally are not just undermining our borders and our economies, they are truly stealing from the next generation. Protecting wildlife is a matter of protecting our planet's natural beauty. We see it's a stewardship responsibility for us and this generation and future generations to come. But it is also a national security issue, a public health issue, and an economic security issue.
A new study led by University of Gothenburg PhD student Tobias Anderman, who is also part of the Gothenburg Global Biodiversity Center in Sweden, suggests that human activities are the cause of 96% of the mammal species extinctions that have occurred over the last 100,000 years. He said, "Time is pressing. With every lost species, we irreversibly lose a unique portion of Earth's natural history." How can humans help assist with wildlife conservation and rehabilitation and steer us towards a pandemic-free world? I have some suggestions. Please help raise the awareness of how important animals are to the ecosystems through education. Work with local wildlife conservation programs and rehabilitation projects to learn more about endangered species and how to protect them. Plastics are polluting our environment. Many wild animals have died because they mistakenly consumed plastic goods as food. Please use recycled and sustainable products and support eco-friendly and green technologies that guard nature and the earth. Please buy recycled and tree-free paper, which helps to reduce the felling of woodlands. Also, choose palm oil-free products to avoid forests from being bulldozed to create palm oil plantations, thus permanently displacing native species. Many of us animals rely on these forest ecosystems to survive. We heard that trees are being chopped down while orangutans are resting in the branches. So your choice can save many lives. Government and nature-focused non-governmental organizations worldwide should become involved in safeguarding all species by monitoring populations, restoring habitats, building more rehabilitation centers, and improving natural ecosystems. Another idea is to enact more pro-animal laws to shield wildlife, such as banning their trading, hunting, and poaching, as well as prohibiting their use for amusement or consumption. In 2000, the United Kingdom became the first country in the world to ban raising animals for fur. After a 10-year phase-out period, Croatia ended the vile practice in 2017. Slovakia passed a law to end fur production in 2019, which will be effective in 2021. That same year, Shining World Leadership Award for Loving Care laureate, the Honorable Gavin Newsom, the Governor of California, USA, a state that is a Shining World Leadership Awards for Protection and Compassion laureate, signed a bill that forbids the sale and manufacture of fur products, including fur-based handbags, clothes, and shoes. California is the first U.S. state to prohibit fur product sales. Governor Newsom also signed other legislation in 2019 to help end animal cruelty. The laws included prohibitions on the use of wild animals in circuses, hunting of bobcats, and killing of horses for human consumption. In January 2020, China banned the trade of wild animals and temporarily closed their wet markets due to the COVID-19 pandemic. On April 3, 2020, the Central African state of Gabon outlawed the trade and consumption of bats and pangolins. Such laws not only save wild animals, but also shield humanity from diseases that jump from animals to humans. Please refrain from purchasing souvenirs, shoes, clothing, or any other products made from animals such as ivory, bone, feathers, fur, turtle shell, leather, dried coral, and seashells. Avoid patronizing any events that profit from the use of wildlife, such as animal circuses and captive animal performances. Be conscious of your clothing. Cruelty-free is now the growing fashion trend catchphrase. Many famous brands such as Gucci, Versace, Giorgio Armani, Zara, Lacoste, etc. have all stopped using fur in their offerings as consumers turn to more ethical lifestyles. In conclusion, the root solution for the immense ongoing global destruction of wildlife is that humanity should change its diet to a compassionate, plant-based one. A vegan food system not only benefits the health of humans and our planet, but also can save our impressive planetary assortment of fauna from extinction. We should work hand in hand to protect our shared biosphere. We appreciate the efforts of individuals, activists, organizations, companies, and governments to end animal suffering and seek meaningful wildlife preservation solutions. We Saiga antelopes believe humans really don't want to see the many wonderful and unique beings like us go extinct. We urge you to support anti-poaching programs, adopt a compassionate vegan diet, slow down and reverse climate change to save us, your beloved planetary co-inhabitants. We love you all. Esteemed viewers, it has been a pleasure to have you with us today. May humanity and animals alike share our beautiful planet in harmony and peace.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AW.